Money Masters and Treasure Hunters, welcome to the November 15th, terrific Thursday edition of today's Closing Bell on the Tom O'Brien Show. I'm your guest host, Steve Rhodes, filling in for Tom while he's away for the afternoon and the evening. And if you're not familiar with me, folks, I kick things off for TFNN each and every day at 9 o'clock. So if you're trying to understand where the markets are going, all you have to do is, if we're not on a radio station in your area, you can always tune in on your mobile device. Just go to tfnn.mobi. All of my shows are on Channel 9. They're archived on Tiger TV. That way you get a chance to take a look at my charts. I love educating you, providing you with tools out there. Then Tom and I do a show at 10 o'clock called The Money Masters Show. And folks, I absolutely treasure your presence here today. My outcome, as always, is to help you to become a better money master and to provide you with the tools so that you can lead an inspired life. Because leading an inspired life, folks, that is what it's all about. So let's go take a look at one of our tools. And I thought, just simply in honor of Mr. O'Brien, why don't I talk about that special tool, what he calls what you think about, you bring about, and what you focus on grows. I realized I had never really spoken about that tool. Now, he tells you about that, but I'm going to give you the 6 steps to becoming what it is that you think about. And I want you to try this for 30 days. I want you to write this down. Why? Because it could absolutely change your life. And in fact, a week from today, when you're sitting around the Thanksgiving Day table, tell them at TFNN that we gave you these 6 steps that all you have to do for 30 days is, if you do these things, they will help you to become what it is that you think about. Step number 1, I want you to write down on a card, or maybe how about just a memo of your telephone. You know, most people have a mobile device with a little memo pad on it. I want you to write down exactly what it is that you want more than anything in the entire world. Only one thing, just like Curly said in that movie out there, City Slickers, I think it was, or something Slickers out there. I want you to write down that one thing that you want more than anything else. Make sure it's a single goal and that it is clearly defined. Step number 2, don't show it to anyone. Don't share it with anyone, but carry it with you at all times. And I want you to make sure that you look at it several times a day. That's why on your mobile phone, you're probably texting or reading your email. Just go to your memo section. That's the only thing I want on that memo pad. No other things, just that one thing that you want. Step number 3 out there, I want you to make sure that when you're thinking about it, you put a smile on your face. You know, make those muscles. I want you to be cheerful. I want you to be relaxed and positive, absolutely positive. And that is the way that I want you to wake up each morning, thinking about that one thing. Step number 4, look at it before you go to bed at night as well. Because as you look at it, I want you to remember, folks, what it is that you want to become, or what is it, that thing that you want to accomplish out there. I want you to use your imagination. Why? Because your imagination, that's the strongest nation in the world out there. Step number 5, now comes the difficult part. I want you to stop thinking about what you fear. Fear, false evidence appearing real. We're going to take a look at that here. We go take a look at the markets out there, because each time a fearful or negative thought comes into your conscious, it's going to replace your mental picture. And I want you to have a positive, worthwhile goal out there. The last step, step number 6, each day of this 30-day test, do more than you have to do. Always do more than you have to do. Take control of your mind, folks, knowing your returns will be in direct proportion to what it is that you give. Let's go take a look at these markets. We had the Dow down 29 points, closing out at 12,542. The S&P off 2 points, closing out at 13,1353. We had the composite down almost 10 points, finishing out at 28.36. The small caps off almost 4, out at 769.48. New York Stock Exchange only down 6 points. Not too bad. The New York Stock Exchange almost getting flat. Something to think about. The NDX off $7, mostly because of Apple out there. King Dollar, the only green thing on my board. King Dollar up 1 penny out there. Gold right now down $15.40, trading out at $17.14. Silver out at $32.58, down 29 cents today, so off of its session lows. Light sweet crude down 78 cents, trading out at $85.54. Our call-in number is always 877-927-6648. Let's go take a look at the S&P, closing out at 1353.32. What it was doing was going against the swing point out here from August 2nd. Now, the low on that swing point, 1353. 54.65. We're going to see a little divergence here. Now, we're taking a look at the daily chart on my screen. On the bottom portion of the daily chart, you're going to see the relative strength indicator out there. In fact, if you'd like to learn more about it, I spent a bunch of time today, both on the 9 to 10 as well as the 10 to 11 o'clock show out there. So go listen to the archives, either Channel 9 or Channel 10. It's an indicator that was developed by J. Wells Wilder out there. He also developed the average true range, the directional movement indicator, the parabolic stop. I love, though, using this tool here. Now, there's a special way that you use it, some special settings on there, in which we have, when we take a look at the S&P, absolutely getting into oversold territory. That's easy to identify in this chart here. It hasn't been like that since the June lows, June 4th, 2012 out there. So we're due for some kind of a bounce here. We did close below the August 2nd swing point. However, when we go take a look at the SPYs out here, SPYs today, the volume on the SPYs coming in at 172 million shares, going against the August 2nd swing point, 199 million shares. The SPYs rejecting that swing point. The low on the SPY, 135.58. You close at 135.70. That is a rejection of price and volume. And what you did on the SPYs, a 1 to 2 A to B equals CD down. In fact, if we also go take a look at the retracement levels off of the June 4th low all the way up to the high put in on the SPYs here on September 14th, what you're also going to see sitting right there and testing that sweet 618 area. That's our sweet number here at TFNN. If you're ever in the Clearwater area, please stop by. Give us a hug. Sometimes it'll be a bear hug. I don't want a bear hug today. I want a bull hug. And but please just simply stop by. That is on our SPYs. Let's go take a look at the Dow. The Dow closing off 28 points. Let's go see what the Dow was doing here today. The Dow creating a candle that is really a session here where it looks like it's trying to pause. It's getting down into an area here that over the course of the late part of June, the early part, in the late part of July, if you're watching us on Tiger TV, this is an area here of congestion. It is below the 618 retracement area off of the June 4th lows. Certainly the Dow could get down into the 12,364, but right now it's in an area here where there's some support, some congestion. What it was doing today was going against the swing point from July 24th out there. That low was 12,521. Tested it, rejected it, closed at 12,542. Let's go take a look at the diamonds, see what the diamonds were doing out here. The volume that we had in the Dow diamonds today was 7.5 million shares. 7.5 million shares going against that July 24th area that had 7 million shares. So just about even Steven out there. And today finishing with a little doji candle. What's a doji candle mean? I'm glad you asked me that. Really means that it's just tired. Today was a day, even though you had the market, the Dow down 28 points here, it was really kind of an equal. If you figure a tug of war, just think of a tug of war, and you start in the center and you pull one way and you pull the other way, and you end up right in the center there. Who's winning that battle? That's right, nobody. So today, neither the Bulls nor the Bears won, just kind of an equilibrium day. We go take a look at the NDX out here. Let's go see what the NDX was doing, because we did have Apple close down $11 and change. Apple really struggling to get out of its way. We'll certainly go take a look at that equity. If we take a look at the NDX, it completed a 1 to 1.618 A to B equals CD. Why are those 1 to 2 or 1 to 1.618 A to B equals CD so important? Because when you do those, folks, the preponderance of statistical data says that you're about ready to do something else. It may be travel sideways. It may be trying to bounce a little bit higher. The actual number was 25, 20, 11. It got down just below it, closed at 25, 24, 36. The NDX also going after this little cluster of support of candles that are also back in the late June to late July time frame out there. Let's go take a look at the Qs, see what the Qs were doing out here today. Let me get over to the ETFs. Give me a moment here to do that. And we take a look at the Qs. The volume here on the Qs, lower than yesterday. Volume of 43 million shares. At 43 million shares going against the July 25th candle that had 46 million shares. So kind of about the same volume there. Now the low on that July 25th level, swing point as well, 62.15. You close out today at 62.03. What does that set up? And you did a 1 to 2.618 A to B equals CD. If we take a look at, and let's do this, let's go take a look at the retracement that the Qs have done off of the low from June 4th out here. So we're going to go from the June 4th low all the way up to the high on September the 19th. You'll see you're sitting right at 0.786. Everything's set here for a little bit of a bounce. What we need is some help from this guy right here, Apple. Apple closing towards the low of its session, down at 525.82. Coming into the swing point on the weekly charts from May 18, 2012. 877-927-6648. Give us a call. We'd love to hear from you.